Claret TV speaking with manager Robbie Simpson following the 1-1 draw at home to Tonbridge Angels this afternoon. Robbie, what did you make of that one today?
I thought it was a poor game of football really, and not for the want of trying. The conditions and the pitch just weren't conducive to playing nice football really, so it was never going to be a free-flowing game. It was always going to be a stop-start affair with plenty of dead ball situations, plenty of misplaced passes, and that's really unfortunate for everybody, for the players, for me, for people watching, because it doesn't make it much of a spectacle. And when it's like that, games are quite often on knife edges and can go either way, and settled by set pieces. And obviously 2 set piece goals today have ended up with a 1-1 draw. I'm obviously disappointed because going in, we were against the wind first half, which was weird. It's usually with us going that way first half, and I thought we stuck at their bombardment really, and balls into the box really well. Great to have Dave back in there, which obviously helped a lot. And then obviously when Dave went off, we stuck at it. You know, we went to a back 3 eventually, just to get those bigger bodies in the middle, and without Dave we need that. And I thought they did it. They did it really well. They coped really well with everything Tonbridge threw at us really. Great corner from us. Ade attacked it really well at the back post. You know, it doesn't have to be a clean header. If you run to goal with conviction, it might just hit you and go in, and that's what happened. And so really well done to them. And they're going to be key for us, set pieces, especially at home. Like I said, they're going to be key for us from now to the end of the season, both for and against. And I thought, being 1-0 up, we could have really not shut up shop, but really been tight on our set pieces. And I laid the set pieces out at half time actually and said, look, just remind yourselves of where you need to be. And the one probably that they didn't look at intently, which they should, which I was cross with them about just then, was the wall. And I know it was a great free kick, don't get me wrong, really great free kick, but in that scenario, all day it should have been our big wall. All day it should have been our big wall, and we were kind of a half and half wall, to be honest with you. It was our smaller wall with a couple of other big players in, and it should have been our big wall. So I'm really angry at that, because small details like that, when you come to the crunch end of the season, really matter. They matter all the time, but when you're at the crunch end of the season where points matter, those are the details that you need to get right. There's no excuse. No excuse for not knowing your jobs. So I was really angry at them for that, because ultimately that has cost us 3 points, well, cost us 2 points. Great free kick from them. Whether it was a foul or not, I think in general context it's a foul, but in the context of the game and how the referee let that type of scenario flow and not give fouls prior to that for the whole game, I don't think it is a foul. So if you just, that isolated incident is probably a foul, but in the context of the game it's not. But then we didn't have the right wall. So yeah, shame to only come away with 1, to be honest.
And last week, after the Hemel game, you mentioned, it wouldn't be the same sort of game with a different pitch. You'd be making changes as well. What was your thinking behind the changes you made today?
I knew that they would be physical, put it in our box, long throws, corners, free kicks. Most of their goals have come from either a long ball, flick on, or set pieces for the period that they've been on quite a good run. They're tough to score against as well. They are tough to score against. Watching their previous games, they go to a back 5 really well, and they get in that shape really well and get men behind the ball and throw bodies. So to score against them was really good, and I can't be too displeased with how we played and how we stuck at it against them. I can't at all, but those small details really anger me.
And today we welcome back Dave Winfield and Simeon Jackson. Obviously we know Dave went off in the second half. Is there any update on him?
I think just fatigue. I was planning to change the shape because I could see him fatiguing. So I was planning to change the shape to a 3 to maybe lessen his running and distance he had to cover just before he got injured. So I think I don't think it's a bad one. I think he's just tweaked his other hamstring actually, and sometimes that happens. When you're rehabbing one leg, the other one then when you come back actually feels fatigued. So that can happen, but I don't think it'll be a bad one, and hopefully he'll be back for Friday.
And we could be disappointed with a draw, but it's another point gained, both Billericay, Reading losing today, and it leaves it in our hands, doesn't it?
Yeah, every point matters, and we've got a good goal difference which helps us. So yeah, every point matters, and we've got to take as many as possible, and it's a point gained, it is, but we could be sat here with 4 extra points over the last week, so disappointing, but we have to take the positives and we have to move forward. Football doesn't wait for you, especially at the end of the season. You just need to move on to the next game and focus on that and try and get as many points from that as possible.
And going on to Good Friday, we play away at St Albans. A difficult game. They won today, putting an end to one of their own defeats. What are your thoughts ahead of that one?
A tough game. St Albans are a very good team, despite their tough run. We know ourselves that sometimes you can get in that rut, and no matter what you do or how well you play, you just find a way to lose. And obviously they were in that spell as well. So they've got out of it today, and it'll be a really, really tough game. They'll have their confidence back on their home patch. It's a tough place to go, but we've gone there and won before, so let's hope we can do it again.
Thanks for your time, Tim.
Thank you.